You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
At least 6 female teachers were arrested in a span of 2 days this week for having relations with students, including a Kentucky staffer who allegedly had trysts with a pair of teenage students. Ellen Shell, age 38, of Danville, was arraigned in Garrard County District Court on Thursday after prosecutors stated that she had a relationship with the teens on 2 separate occasions in July and August of last year. Shell worked as a teacher's aide at Woodlawn Elementary School and was employed at Lancaster Elementary School prior to that. It was also reported that Boyle County school officials sent out a letter to parents alerting them to the arrest. Shell had been placed on administrative leave pending the resolution of the case. The bus was just one of at least 6 recent cases of female teachers engaging in misconduct with their students, and they were charged in recent days. Arkansas educator Heather Hare, age 32, was expected to turn herself in Friday for an alleged relationship with 18 students and is now facing first-degree felony assault. Oklahoma teacher Emily Hancock, age 26, was also arrested Thursday after local police were tipped off to her alleged relationship with a student. A former substitute with Wellston Public School, Hancock allegedly began communicating with the teen last October and eventually began sending the teen photos. The pair eventually had relations on school property. Christine Gant, age 36, an English teacher at a Catholic high school in Des Moines, Iowa, was added to the tally Friday for allegedly having a relationship with a teen student 5 times inside and outside of her school. Investigators state that Gant went after the student over social media, and the surveillance cameras caught them going into a classroom alone with a papered over window. Virginia, Ali Karir Rahman, age 33, a teacher of James Madison High School, was also nabbed for allegedly having a relationship with a student over the course of several months. A learning disabilities teacher with Fairfax County Schools since 2016. She has since been charged with 4 counts of indecent liberties and is being held without bond. Finally, a Pennsylvania javelin coach allegedly had a relationship with a 17-year-old student she coached. Hannah Marth, age 26, was arrested after police learned that she had engaged in a relationship with a Northampton area high school track and field athlete. The 26-year-old sent the teen text messages back in May of 2021 and invited him to her home. Now, I want people to pay attention how these stories don't seem to get run directly into the ground. Again, there's only one group directly out here, and by the FBI stats, it is a clear-cut lead by 67.1%, right? These are the individuals, these are the groups that commit these types of acts. And they're continuous. No matter what anybody wants to say, no matter how anybody wants to try to slice it, these are the primary groups, and this is what they like to do. Again, these are all teachers. These are all people that work within the school system. I'm pretty sure some of these kids are like, these are somebody's sons, right? Somebody's nephew, somebody's grandchild, right? And they're out here doing this. And the main thing that I told people before is that whenever it is that you allow your kids to go to school, you need to be having conversations. You need to talk to your kids. Obviously, with these kids here, there's something missing. Obviously, the type of attention that they should actually be looking for, which is from their parent, right? The love, the support, the admiration, right? And embrace, like, hey, let me give you a hug, right? They're looking for that in the wrong places because it's lacking at home. And this goes into the other aspect of what it is when a lot of women like to say that, oh, women out here, we are mothers, we're this and we are that. Obviously not if your sons are falling into the arms of their teachers. Obviously something is missing. Like I said before, just because a woman is able to produce, is able to carry, able to make a child, right? That doesn't make her a mother. But you can't tell women out there that main message because there'll be issues, right? There'll be some type of backlash, right? People want to talk about mansplaining. Oh, men are trying to sit up there and now explain what's a mother and what's not a mother, right? And then they want to try to go into a back and forth, and then they want to try to bring in some situations that they know of or heard of or have seen, some second hand knowledge type of stuff, in order to try to make a leg to stand on in this argument, when realistically you should be focusing in on the fact, which is the mothers are failing. This is why you have the sons falling into the arms of those female teachers. And again, I just want to ask, where are the women of this community to come out and start protesting, to start going on press junkets, all across America, to start making banners and hashtags, to start making TikToks and IGs and YouTube videos, spreading awareness and making awareness? Where are they at? Because if this was any other type of instance, right? Any other type of incident, right? Anything of those two, you would have heard them on social media crying, tearing up, trying to gather, all of womankind to back them up and to support them on what it is that their message is about. But oddly enough, when it comes to the children, nothing. It's silence. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's angry. Nobody's outraged. Nobody's protesting. But yet you hear far too many times of people talking about, oh yeah, we care about the kids. We got to do this. We got to do that. Da da da. All this other type of stuff. I don't see it. It doesn't exist. Like I said before, I've pointed out stories like this for years, countless times. And it always comes down to the exact same thing, time and 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 time again. And the other thing that I also want to bring up is the fact that none of these people look like a specific group that everybody always wants to harp on and talk about. None of these people look black to me, right? Or maybe, I might need some different lenses, a different prescription, but to my knowledge, none of them look black to me. Because far too often, we always hear people wanting to talk about the statistics and who it is that is doing what, but there's only two statistics that people really want to focus in on. And the reason why they want to focus in on only those statistics is because all of the rest of those statistics, obviously enough, fall with a whole nother group. So this is why you hear people keep harping on the exact same statistic back to back to back to back for year and year and year and year and years, right? Like I said before, this is a suburban American problem. But yet I don't hear any of those Americans screaming, hollering, or crying about this issue. It gets reported because they have to report on it, but they're not going to really report on it the way that they should. They're not really going to fix the problem the way that they should. They're not going to really put out the stats about this the way that they should. Because if they were to do everything correctly, it would then shine a light on them that they are not prepared, nor could they bear the heat of. So this is why you hear of these stories in small little blogs. You hear about it in articles. You don't really see it, get posted 24/7, when it deals with mainstream media. You don't see some of, the largest platforms on Twitter, IG, and YouTube making sure to talk about and highlight this story and throwing this in a 24-hour, 48-hour, 72-hour rotation. At most, what they'll do is they'll talk about it for a brief 5 seconds, maybe a few minutes, and then they'll carry on with, the normal news that makes money. So again, I'm just saying, where are the adults who say that they 100% care about the kids and that they are ready to actually correct a lot of the things that are happening, that are negatively impacting the kids out here?